Hey guys, how's it going? Um, Early morning, hopefully you can hear my voice okay. My son should be sleeping, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of a heads up on this instead of Saturday night, make it late Friday night. Um, this is a new automation as far as the survey goes, and I'm going to show you how it works. Um, what you want to do, first of all, you have to make a survey file. This is just a junk file I put in here. I've already tested it, but what you want, as I've mentioned before, you want to use the cement hoppers. Preferably the first one on the list, I think is the CSX one. Um, you'll see, I'll show you the actual one to use in the survey. I'm not going to show you the survey part again, I'm just going to show you what this new spreadsheet does. So you've got this part open here, and you're going into Open Office, or I'd use Open Office with the new file that I provided. And you want to go into the what is it here? Insert sheet from file. Wait a minute. Let me close this off for a second. Let me just delete this part here. Okay, that was an old one. This is what you'll get when the file comes in, and I'll make sure it's saved that way. But let's just save that here. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So, anyways, as I was saying, you want to insert sheet from file. Now, you're going to have to direct yourself over to the route that you want. The survey file that we're using right here is the Winokur. This is for the test that I was doing. So this is the new survey with the proper cement hoppers. So you go ahead, you click that, or whatever file you use is your new survey file. And that the old video, it used to be center beam flats. You want to use the cement hoppers. This is programmed for the cement hoppers, but it can use other ones. I recommend the cement hoppers, and I'll show you why in a minute. So there's the Winokur. You open this up. Now here's the key. This right here, it's already defaulting for me. You have to go in and make sure it's separated by delimiters of the less than and greater than sign. That's going to give you the data that you need. So you go ahead and hit OK. And before current sheet doesn't matter. It can be before or after. It's going to call itself sheet 1 by default. You want to click in this area right here between the A and the 1. Click that right there. Go ahead and hit Control C to copy. Now you're moving into the input. This is the actual calculation process. So now you just go into the input, and it looks very similar to what the other one is, except it's not the same thing. It's a different file. Like this is Amtrak passenger train data. You want to go up into, click that again. This time you're hitting Control V. Now there's your covered hoppers I told you about. Use the ACF 2700s, CSX. Use those for your survey cars from now on. It can this sheet can do up to 200 cars. It can be expanded very easily, and I'll show you how. So basically, what you've done is you've imported the XML into this spreadsheet. Now here's where it gets powerful. Go into the extracted file, and you will see. First of all, these are values here, 8.17, 4.52. That's particular to the actual specification. So don't change anything in the gray if you're going to use those proper cement hoppers that I recommend. So you go ahead and you use the cement hoppers instead of the center beam flats. Just go ahead and save it as a file for wherever you want to do a survey. You want to make sure, again, the same requirements. It can't have any of these start node indexes equaling 1. If it does, it throws it off because it goes in the opposite direction. You don't want that. So you got extracted. What this is doing is it is indicating by the data that you just the data that you put into the input here, that you copied from the sheet, it's looking for what's in the input. So the extracted is actually calculating the data of the blocks. Now as you can see, there's a bunch of decimal places. But what you want to do is, it's either the change in the track section is either happening underneath the car or underneath the pin. Doesn't matter in our case except how it calculates. You don't have to worry about that calculation anymore. All you have to do is go ahead and see how I'm typing in data. These are all 40s, by the way, so you can do Control C as well, Control V. There's a lot of them. See, 39.9. That's got to do with slack. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to get the data in there. Remember, the cyan area is the actual data. So you get all this data in. Now remember before how long it used to take. This is starting from fresh after you've literally this is going to take a matter of the total time of the video. So I know it's I'm rambling on a little bit, just bear with me. There's a lot of blocks, but still, if you're pretty fast, you can get this done in pretty much no time. Okay. Actually, I'll pause it right now and I'll continue in a second. Okay, so we're getting down to the bottom now, and the last few here. That last one, 39.73, that's just because we didn't put enough cars to finish that particular block. So we can assume it's a 40. The last block doesn't matter as much. I screwed this up. I just screwed that up, so here. Bear with me for a second here. Watch this. And it doesn't matter copying and pasting. What I was supposed to do was put it into the length, not the item number. Item numbers go like this. You just count it, 5, and you see what I'm doing? 7th one, 8th one. Anyways, I'll pause that and we'll get down to the bottom and I'll be back. Okay, so anyways, I've got that through here. Now the reason why we went through this process was I just wanted to show you how easy it was to enter it. You see this 39.99s, that's just different slack and calculations. What you're doing is you're rounding off the value to a solid number. Basically, you don't know what the spreadsheet can't determine what is supposed to be the rounded off value. It could change, it could be a point something all the way, blah blah blah. So it's easier for you to go in there and confirm it, and that's why I go through that process. Now, the only other two here, for the name, you can call it Winokur, or whatever you want to call it, whatever the name of the block that you want to call in the file would be that. Now, row X, what that's all about, I'll show you. If you go into your input file, once again, you're making sure that the start node index, there's no ones in there. I don't have a field in there, or basically something to pinpoint where 1 is. I don't know if you can do a Control F. Let me see. I'll do a 1 space, see if that works. So I couldn't find it. So whatever. There's a -1 in there. That's the train ID, so you don't have to worry about that. So anyways, we were looking for row X. This is what the file looks like. So we go all the way down here to the bottom of the file. And what you're doing here, you're paging down, you're getting your coordinates. Now the coordinates are at the bottom. This is just if you want to use the template. You can do it manually, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show this. Row X is right there. So you got your camera XYZ, row X. Notice it says it's on row 5412. This will change depending upon how many cars you actually use. If you go ahead and you're using a standard 200 car survey, then it's always going to show up as 5412. If, however, you decided to use something like 180 cars or 160 cars because the block wasn't that long, it's about I think it's about 8,000 feet, and it doesn't go more than 200. You got to keep it below 200 cars. for the survey. You can increase it, there's ways of doing it, but you'd have to modify this file, so 200 should be enough. So don't go over 200. But if you are a 200 car cement hopper survey, it's always going to be 5412. So we go back over here and change that to 5412. Okay. Now you go into the calculations, and you can see over here what you got here. Just looking at the different things here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So what it's done is now you want to take, we hold down shift, you go all the way over, and what you're doing is we're going to copy it. Now notice it repeats itself, that 7711 repeats itself. You only want the first instance of it. You don't want all these other ones. So you want that first 7711. So you copy it, you go over to the output. Once again, you paste it, and it didn't work. Sorry. Go to edit, forget to paste it. You want to Control Shift B or paste special. Now, where it says formulas, you want that off. Hit OK. There you go. So from here, you're on the output sheet. Now you want to take the file. Okay. And you want to save this as, go to Save As. Remember, you should have a backup of the file you download. So you're on the desktop here. You want to change this XLS over to the text CSV, and you can call this temp. Temp CSV is fine. And go ahead and hit save. Do you want to replace it? Yeah, I already have it. If you have it, you can replace it. Boom. Comes up with this delimiter thing. You just want to hit OK to that. Blah, 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 active. Close this program. Right mouse click on temp on your desktop. Now you see these extra commas, get rid of them. You don't need the commas after that 140. Okay. And then when you want to go into your actual, to change this to the RTS file, you want to go run that as administrator. Yes. File that, open. You're in your roots. Want to change the text to all files. And you want to go to your blocks file. So this is what your block file looks like. You still have to change this and update it to 21 if you're adding a 21st block, blah blah blah. But right now that means there's 24 instances of block descriptions in there. And so what you want to do, see Whitaker is already in there. Here's the error from before, right? There's a 4,000 block, so it was a typing error. So now you take all this, Control C, and you can either replace your Whitaker or you create a brand new one. And Control V, and there's an extra space at the end. Just hit return like that. Make sure you save the file, and that will work as far as testing out brand new waybills and everything like that. You now have a brand new survey. Everything should work fine. Of course, you're going to have to test it. And that's a process that's out of the realm of this video. But basically, I wanted to show you the files there. I'll show some examples sometimes, some testing and some adding some waybills and how it works at a later time. So hopefully that explains everything. If you have any questions, let me know on the website, and I'll let you know what I can help you with. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.